What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm John and this is Uber Adventures. Today we are taking a look at the Catalina Legacy Edition 263 FKDS. Now before we jump into this RV, let me go ahead and ask you, is there any chance I can talk you into subscribing? If you are interested, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below, the bell notification, so you know every time I drop a new video. Now I do have other RVs that I'm planning on doing. I do have some fifth wheels. So I've just been doing the travel trailers because they fit into this shop fairly easy, and the other ones have to be outside, and it's been very windy and quite cold. But I mean, I'm sure if you're in the US, you already, or Canada really, you already know. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, if you want to know all the specific details, like as far as like the numbers, the length, the dimensions, the interior dimensions, all that kind of stuff, the tank sizes, that will be all at the end of the video. So if you need to skip ahead, go right ahead, but I hope you enjoy the entire video. So let's go ahead and jump into this. All right, we're gonna start by the very obvious things. First of all, you've got a fairly large awning. It does cover both the front door and the bedroom door in the back. So that door back there goes directly to the bedroom. Now the awning is also lit. I could not find the remote, so I couldn't turn them on, but they do have lights going across the inside of the awning. Now the cool thing about this one is all the speakers and the stereos are JBL, inside, outside, and the actual stereo head, and I'll show you that on the inside, but all of these speakers are JBL. The main thing that I do like about this RV, the way that it's set up, are the speakers are not right next to each other. A lot of the time, and I'm sure you've seen it on a few of my videos, that you'll have a speaker right here, and then not even a foot over, you'll have the other speaker. So it's pretty nice to have the speakers spread out, so you get kind of a more realistic surround sound, or you can hear it a little bit better from other sides of the trailer. So I like that. That's a big plus to me. But let's go ahead and take a look. Let's go down from the front, and then we'll go around and wrap around the entire RV. So right here we do have a small storage space where you see you got your sprayer, and I'll show you the sprayer port a little bit further down the RV. And then in here you also have your solar charger, charge controller. This RV does have 200-watt solar panels, so that's super great. The main point of having those solar panels, especially when it's like a 200-watt or a 100-watt, is to maintain your batteries. So if you go with something like this, I would suggest a lithium battery so it can be completely charged and used to power things if in case of an outage or whatever the case may be. Now you do have your hot water heater right here. And then coming on down, you do have your first set of stairs are sturdy steps. So again, you're not going to have to worry about it teetering your RV or anything like that. However, on these right here, now we can always change these out and put the sturdy steps in the back as well. But they're not horrible, but you can tell that you can even hear the squeak from the other steps. So that's why I like these so much. So further down, we do have your outdoor kitchen. You have a cooktop, which it's locked in with these guys. And then you do have like I say, a beer fridge or something just to keep drinks in. Or if you really need to, you can always put meat that you're getting ready to cook and all that kind of stuff so it doesn't spoil. Especially in the Texas heat, this is a really great opportunity to keep your meats cold during the summers. And then over here, you do have a bottle opener. So you could just put a cup right here, pop your bottle, let it drop down. That's always a great idea. They also went with metal fenders, or aluminum fenders rather, as opposed to plastic fenders that will fade and get destroyed over time. These are going to be much stronger and last a lot longer. Coming on down, you do have your hookup for a cable satellite. You also have a power port. You have your black flush, tank flush right here. And then for that blue nozzle there, you have a sprayer hookup so you can clean off your grill or whatever the case may be. It's just an access port to clean things off if you need. If you're fishing, that's a great way to clean the scales and all that kind of stuff off your cutting board. You can just use the sprayer and just spray it all off. So now, like I said again, we have the bedroom entrance which again, I like the idea so that you're not bothering anybody up front if you are bringing more than just you and maybe your significant other. So that's always a plus. Now coming to the back, as you can see, we got 2 bolts just hanging out. If you noticed on the side of the RV, we actually had a little bit of a flat tire, so we had to use the spare. I was looking at it, I was like, these tires don't match. But yes, so one of those tires are the spares, so we got to get the other one replaced. But what's awesome is this has a storage rack that folds down, so you can put a generator on there, you can pack tents, you can pack whatever you need for camping. I believe it's a 250 pound weight capacity on that thing, so you can put a decent size generator. This is a 50 amp, so you would need a pretty large generator. So, and then of course going up, you do have a window in the back, and you are pre-wired for your backup camera. This is also pre-wired for Wi-Fi. So coming on around, we have a rack and pinion on both of these slides. And you do have, now this opening right here is quite interesting on the back slide. This is the slide for the bedroom, so it helps with making more room for the bedroom. But what's really crazy is this actually opens up under the bed. So you can lift it up further in, and I'll show you. If you remember that box and then that little carrier over there, you can barely see it, but once I open up under the bed, you'll see it there too. So this is a quick access, so you can fit larger things, or you don't have to mess up your bed, however you want to look at it. So coming over here. Now, if you are just needing to shower off after a good time at the beach or something like that, right next to your power cable, again a 50 amp, you have your shower. And what's cool is it has a place to hook up your shower nozzle, your head. And then you have your city water connection, so you'll hook your hose up right there if you're not going to fill your tank. And then you have a giant slide with windows on, couple windows on it. And then coming over here, you have your freshwater connection, which is going to be your freshwater tank. And then you also have a hookup for satellite and cable. Opening this up, you have a very little storage in here. That's what makes that rear fold down storage much better, because it gives you a little bit of extra space that the outside storage compartments don't have on this RV. Now again, one thing I really love about this, and you can tell because I got all the lights on inside, is so this is a front kitchen, and that's a big giant window, and you can see right through it. I mean, it's really dark. The only reason you can see through it is because all the lights are on, but I can also close that, so if you don't want people looking in, you don't have to worry about that. And then coming down, you do have 2 propane tanks, and then you also have your tongue jack. So it also lights up, down, and it says that it's got a 3,500 pound capacity, more than enough to do the front of this RV. But the front end is all black cap, and then you also have your rock guard underneath. So that's just, it just looks great. It looks really, really good. The black with the blue and gray accents with the giant Legacy edition in the front, it's just a good looking RV. So let's go ahead and jump inside and take a look from there, and I'll show you the window so you can decide if you like the front window or not. But you can still always close it. I'm always a fan of the front window. It just adds more light, and they are tinted, so it's not that big of a deal. So let's go on inside. All right, we're inside the RV now. So I've mentioned it in a couple of my other videos about the fireplace and how warm it gets. So this isn't one of your bigger RVs. It's fairly small when it comes down to it, but I went ahead because it's still kind of cold. You can see I'm wearing my gloves. It's super windy out, so it makes whatever little cold it is here in North Texas, it makes it even worse. But I was like, I'm gonna go film, I'm gonna turn on the heater, and I'm gonna see how good it actually works inside this. So you're not getting a lot of wind, and it's fairly insulated in this situation, but it is meltingly hot in here right now. I've got this thing set to, I want to say 80 degrees, and it is working absolutely well. And I can feel the heat coming off of it. So all honesty, if you're just hanging out in the living area or the kitchen, this is more than enough heat with this just alone. So you're not needing to add, you're not having to turn up the thermostat and using all the propane and all that kind of stuff. This is putting out more than enough heat, and it runs off, it's an electric heater. So it's awesome. It's working. I'm actually feeling really hot at this point, so I might be turning it off pretty soon. So the other thing I wanted to test, I'm gonna go ahead and take off one of my gloves now that I don't need it. We unplugged this RV overnight, and I've been told that these 12-volt fridges actually work really good in keeping cold even after you plug it in. They always say you can always fill it, you know, plug it in the night before, let everything cool off, you know, let the fridge turn on, and then you can put your food in there and then unplug it, and it should be still good when you plug up in the morning to go wherever you're going to go camping or whatever. So let me put my hand in the freezer. It hasn't been on that long, so it's kind of cool. I honestly wouldn't trust that if I'm being completely honest. Let's see in here. Okay, the refrigerator's colder, so the fridge is fine. It's the top part that's a little bit warmer, which is quite interesting. Of course, I didn't set this one. I set the bottom one to be colder. I did not set the top one or change any of the temperatures up top, but this is a 12-volt fridge, and it is chrome looking. It's General General Electric. So I've heard nothing but good things. I just talked to the rep yesterday, and he said it's been just amazing switching over to GE appliance. And then the other big one that's GE is the 2 ACs. They've gone strictly to General Electric on their ACs as well. So that's always very nice. Now working our way over, when I first saw the stove and oven combo, I didn't see the light switch over here like a lot of other ones. And then I was like, well, I wonder if it will show me. It will always show you if the gas is on. So that's a huge plus, and you don't have to turn on the light, so it's not always running. Now, if you want the light on, over here we have a touch screen. And now we have lights right here, and then this one is going to be for your oven. So if you click over here on oven, now you have all of them turned on. And then of course, it will turn, well, this one doesn't turn red, but these turn red. I guess this is just the igniter for the oven, so that makes a lot of sense because you control all your temperatures down here for your oven. So that's super convenient, so you're not bumping into anything there. You can definitely hear the igniter turning on whenever you flip it on. So, but if one of these turn over, there's no igniter unless you're holding it down. So if you see that, you know, oh crap, something's left on. Turn it off, you're safe. Decent little oven. Perfect for camping. 3 burners on top. You have a vent fan and a light, which is LED, I believe. That's actually really nice. It's a very, very natural light as opposed to a very yellowish light. And then, of course, you have your traditional microwave with a turntable on it. Now, this Nook, I actually kind of like if you have like big oils or something like that. Like you get those avocado oil and they're really tall. This is a great place to store that. I would probably put a bungee here so it doesn't bounce around, or or you can always just put it in there once you arrive wherever you're going. Tons of storage up top, tons of storage down below and on the side. Now this is huge. You have a giant area to prep and cook, and of course these do come off. And it is a farm style sink. It is plastic, however, or acrylic, I'm not really sure, but it is still a farm style sink, and it is large. You get this brushed aluminum faucet, and it does, you know, slinky out or whatever you want to call it, but it's super great. Super great. It works perfectly fine. On, heat, cold, close, lights all the way across. You have power outlet here, power outlet there. And then you have your light switch over here, which, yeah. Now, right next to the kitchen, or built into the kitchen, really, you have your table and chairs. And this does also turn into a bed, so you can sleep 2 here. And then coming on down here. And there is storage underneath both of them. And if you can't get into, if it's not convenient enough for you to get into it through the front, you can always lift up this. And then underneath this plywood, you can get in there like that. So. Super easy, super easy. Coming on down, this is a couch that turns into a sofa. Another 2 people can sleep here. So you have 4 people in here. And then of course you got the bedroom that could sleep another 2. And then we're going to turn around. And we're going to look at I'm actually starting to sweat. This thing puts out a lot of heat. You have storage underneath. You have your fireplace, which you can do a whole bunch of different colors. You can change the stone color. You can make it where it doesn't put out any heat at all and just enjoy the ambiance. It's super nice, super convenient, and really good on gas as it uses none. So you don't have to worry about your propane. You can just enjoy the heat. I'm actually sweating now. Whew. I might actually turn that off. And then above that, you do have a spot to put maybe a sound bar or just some extra storage. Maybe your remotes will go there. However you feel to use that space. And then, like I said, it's JBL. So you have your JBL stereo with 2 zones, one inside and one outside coming up. So they decided not to include the TV because the cost of TVs are so cheap. They were like, you can get your smart TV, and they were like, let's just include the Wi-Fi router and everything. So that's included. It's already set up to accept an AT&T setup. However, you can change it to whatever carrier you prefer. So I think that was actually a very smart idea, considering some people prefer a Google TV, some like the Roku, some like the Amazon. There's just tons of different options out there, and they're not that expensive, especially something that's going to be the size to fit right here. Above that, we do have an event in the center of the RV, which I actually really like, because if somebody's cooking something stinky and you're not in the kitchen area, you're in here watching something, you can always open that up and kind of free up some of the air. You know, I'm Mexican, so we're famous for making some stinky food. So coming over here, we have more storage right next to the bedroom door, but we have your bathroom first. So you have your toilet, sink and mirror with a medicine cabinet behind. And of course, I always have to sit down and show the space. Let's see if I can get a good view. Tons and tons of space. Probably great for even very tall people. And then you have one of these corner showers that are magnetic. And it's fairly tall. So even a little bit taller people than me can fit in here, no problem. Plenty of space to put your soaps, your shampoos, your body washes, whatever you need, all in there. And then of course you got your drain down at the bottom. And simple close. And then you just put this around that whenever you're going down the road, because you don't want this thing to fall open. So, and you do have, so this bedroom actually has 3 entrances. You have one in the bathroom, you have one next to the bathroom over there, and then you have one facing outside. So we're just going to use this entrance, and we're going to come around. So you have your bed. Oh, so it is way different in here. It is freezing in here, but it is boiling in the other room. I'm kind of glad I left the jacket on, because it'd be really cold right now. So if we lift up the bed right here, like I had mentioned, there is all this stuff, and you can even see the light coming from outside. So I thought that was really funny, kind of interesting, kind of quirky. But if you need to fit something long and that's more convenient going from the outside, that's how I picture this being used. Back window facing behind the bed, and then you do have storage above it. You also have a place, and I've been seeing this a lot lately. There hasn't been a lot of places to put your phone or tablet or whatever you have that you need to put off to the side when you go to bed. For me, it'd be my phone. But you can see the green lights right here and right here. Those are USB plugs. So you can plug directly in, and you can lay your phone right next to your bed. Super convenient, and you can use that so the alarm is right next to you, as opposed to a lot of other RVs that I've looked at recently. You'd have to put it off completely different place in the bedroom. That is also an emergency exit right there. And then there's the back window. You have plenty of storage in here. Let me get a better view. You have plenty of storage. You have 6 drawers along with a mirrored sliding door. Both sides will open, or you can open both sides. Depends on what side you're looking at, but plenty of room to hang. And then you also have your extra AC coming all the way back here. Now the front AC is actually vented to come all the way in here. And then if you just need the spill where it just drops down here, if it's one of those extremely hot days and the one up front isn't doing the job, you can always turn this one on and you're good to go. Now, just a heads up, this door is a little bit tight, but it's still very functional. We got to close the bathroom door, and there we go. We can get in and out. So, guys, again, if you don't mind, I would appreciate it if you'd subscribe and hit the bell notification if you want to see my future videos. What I'm about to do is we're going to go over all the stats and everything like that. And if you don't mind subscribing, you can leave comments. Tell me what you think about this RV, what you don't like about it, and let's have a discussion. And I hope to see you next time. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at all the specs. We'll start with the dimensions. The length of this RV is 30 feet. The width is 8 feet. The height is 11.08 feet. The interior height is 6.75 feet. The weight of this RV dry is 6,869 pounds. The payload capacity, or how much it can be carried inside the RV, is 1,731 pounds, which puts you at 8,600 pounds total weight. The hitch weight is 918 pounds. You have one freshwater tank. It is 44 gallons. You have a gray water tank, which is 60 gallons, and you have a black water tank, which is 30 gallons. You have two propane tanks. Each of those propane tanks are 20 pounds for a total of 40 pounds. Again, like we pointed out in the video, there are two doors, one going directly into the bedroom and one going into the living space and kitchen area. The awning is 18 feet long. Again, it does cover both doors, the one going into the living / kitchen area and one also going into the bedroom, so if it's raining, you can be covered up. This RV does sleep 6. Again, you have the sofa that sleeps 2, you have the bed that sleeps 2, and you also have the dining area that sleeps 2 as well. The air conditioning is 13,500 BTUs, and the heater is 35,000 BTUs. The hot water tank is 6 gallons. And again, it does already have Bluetooth, so you can control your whole entire RV with Bluetooth. And the awning lights are adjustable with a remote, so that is pretty awesome. But that pretty much covers everything. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and please subscribe and hit the bell notification. And definitely leave me some comments on what you want to see next.